Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I just want to make a very sad commentary on the fact that our entire so-called civilian space program has been completely, virtually dismantled by President Barry Soetoro. It's a sad state of affairs whenever you have a nation, ours in fact, our corporation nation, which was the one that successfully, quote unquote, went to the moon several times without event, of course, excepting the Apollo 13 supposed disaster. Now there are all kinds of questions as to whether or not any of these things are real, the footage that we have is fake, etc., etc. There are all kinds of questions about this. The fact of the matter is, and remains so, that you have a world where there are nations such as China and Japan and others who are actively developing a government-run space program. And we all are very well aware, of course, that there is a secret space program that is being run, or at least being participated in by the military-industrial complex in this country. So it's not as though we are not engaging in any activities in space. The thing about this is that when you have no public side to this, anything that goes on, anything that's done, there's not even a gloss about it. It's all very secret. And if in fact it's the case that the moon landings and all of the other things that came before us were done using exotic or secret technology, just the further pushing of the space exploration and all of the other things associated with it into the military side of things and out of the public domain by basically shutting NASA down, only guarantees the further secrecy of that technology and of any further discoveries, because anything that is discovered by way of military or private sourced intelligence gathered through space exploration will certainly be vetted and handled accordingly. And if there's anything of interest in there, it's going to be kept for the benefit of the people who find it, and not be of benefit to our scientists or to the people of this corporation, nation, or anybody else in the world for that matter. So at least by having NASA as a supposed, publicly accessible civilian program, we all know it was not officially that. But that was the propaganda, as it were. There was a certain amount of openness that was necessary. And if the moon landing footage and films are anything to go by, there was a need to present information, whether it was somewhat altered or completely faked. They still were bound to a certain extent to provide something for all the investment that was made into the programs themselves. So, as I said, it's a very sorry and sad state of affairs to see that the corporation of the United States of America has decided to completely abandon the civilian space program, and this under Barry Soetoro, aka Barack Obama. And that should not really be that much of a surprise, since his presidency has been one that is about dismantling and disruption, and about secrecy and everything pretty much counter to what he promised during his election, during his run for election to office. And that is the whole hope and change thing. Well, we saw change, plenty of change, not the change he promised, but the exact opposite. Instead of transparency, we get more and more hidden things, and of course we get a ramping up of secret wars, and of course we have plenty of money to invest in drones and missiles and bombings and secret spying and all of the other things that go along with a war program, a very real physical war program of death, destruction, and all of the other misery that goes along with it. We have unlimited funds to spend on all of that, but we don't have enough money to properly man a space program. And you know, I could go into the whole social side of things here, but I wanted to stay focused on this issue because space exploration is an extremely important part of the advance of any culture, and I think the abandonment of it on the quote-unquote civil side by this president has been a true disaster. And as you and I both know, there is still a military approach going on, and certainly there are going to be discoveries made, but we are never going to find out what those are if they are intriguing and if they are very advanced and if they disclose things that are contrary to the agenda of those people who are running those programs. And that is the sad reality, and that is a truly sad state of affairs for this country, that we have come to the point where we are abandoning things that at least offer a gloss, you know, of hope for the discovery of new things and for the sharing of new information with people. So I just wanted to take a moment to have a bit of a sad note for the loss of the supposed civilian space program and what it represented for people in this country, a lot of people, for the advancement of the human race and for the uplifting of the human spirit by virtue of the fact that one day we can look forward to humans moving off of the earth, you know, in search of new planets and new life and all of those wonderful things that many of us grew up believing in. So it's just another stake into the heart of the Obama presidency, in addition to all of the other ones where there practically is no more room to drive a stake in. So just a moment to contemplate the state of our nation whenever we feel free to abandon a program that offers hope and, you know, soaring ideology and questing and truth and looking out there and wondering and questioning, and instead focusing all of our attention on filibustering for war, death, murder, and destruction. And this should serve as a true statement about what we are presented here in the corporation of the United States of America today. So, just something to think about. Thank you. Good day.